Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, our today's lesson is about the microscopic structure of the kidney. In our last lesson, we have seen the apparent structure of the kidney, which was visible with the naked eye. And according to this, it was contained the cortex and the medullary region. Cortex, which contains the many capillaries and the outer part of the nephrons, while the medullary region consists of the renal pyramids separated by the renal columns. Pyramid contains the minor calyces, which unite to form the major calyx. So here in this figure, you are watching all these parts of the kidneys which was visible, but now we will talk about the microscopic structure of the kidney, which explains the structure of the nephron. What is the nephron? Nephron is actually the structural as well as the functional unit of the kidney. Here in this figure, you're watching these yellow colored thread-like structures which are representing the nephrons. And why it is called the structural unit of the kidney? Because millions of the nephrons are united to form the kidney. Why it is called the functional unit of the kidney? Because this is the nephron which actually involves the purification or the filtration of the blood, and due to this filtration of the blood, urine is formed, and which is the basic function of the kidney. So that is the reason nephron is called the structural as well as the functional unit of the kidney. Now in this figure, you can watch the detailed structure of the nephron. As we spoke of earlier, that it is the functional unit of the kidney which is responsible for forming urine. And more than 1 million of the nephrons are present per kidney. It's a long tube and has associated blood vessels. So there are two major portions of the nephrons. These are the tubular regions as well as the renal corpuscles. Renal corpuscles containing the glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule, while the tubular region of the nephron contains the proximal convoluted tubules, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubules, and the collecting ducts. So now students, with the help of another figure, you can better understand the structure of the nephron. As we spoke of earlier, that it's one major portion is containing the glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule, which is called the renal corpuscle, and this is the main unit of the nephron which is involved in the blood filtration process for the urine formation. So here you are watching this portion which is called the renal corpuscle. So in the red color you are watching the network of capillaries which is called the glomerulus, while around it this pale yellow colored cup shaped structure is called the Bowman's capsule. So the blood filtration takes place here in this glomerulus portion, and the glomerulus portion again divided into two major arterioles. These are called the afferent arterioles, which are supplying blood to the glomerulus region, while the efferent arterioles is the second portion of the glomerulus, with the blood which is not filtrated is coming into the efferent arterioles. So after the blood filtration, blood is coming into the Bowman's capsule containing the waste products, which has to leave the kidney in the form of the urine, and through the urinary system it has to move out of the body. Now the second portion of the nephron is actually the tubular region, which contains first of all the proximal convoluted tubules. So this portion is the proximal convoluted tubules. Convoluted means with the structure which is highly complicated. So this all portion, which is the renal tubular portion of the nephron, is actually consist of the highly complex structure. That's why these are named as the convoluted tubules. So the blood which is filtrated and containing the waste products are coming first of all into the proximal convoluted tubules. So after the convoluted tubules, it is moving into the second portion of the tubular region, which is called the loop of Henle. So this loop of Henle has the ascending as well as the descending limbs. So after the loop of Henle, blood is coming into the distal convoluted tubules and finally into the collecting ducts. Actually, the distal convoluted tubules of many nephron open in a single collecting duct, and many collecting ducts join together and open into the renal pelvis. And the renal pelvis, there are the minor as well as the major calyx was present, which unite to form the ureters. And these ureters leaves the kidney containing the urine and finally open into the urinary bladder. And there are many steps of the urine formation, and about these steps we will read in our next lesson. So this is all about the structure of the nephron. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.